Reilly.
Hello?
Welcome. As I said, Will, before you got here, and now you can all confirm it, thanks to the both of you for so much joy, both collectively and individually, in a often fucking joyless world, and for making us laugh and feel good things about humanity when we need it. Thank you.
That phrase, it was my pleasure, but it really was our pleasure. We had a lot of fun making this.
Yeah.
There's, Will and I were talking earlier, there's a story by credit for the two of you and Adam. Will you just give us like a little nugget about where Step Brothers came from?
Well, we had such a great time doing Talladega Nights. Woo! Oh my God, Chewbacca, right there. That's good.
That's movie quality, too.
And probably does not breathe very well. But we had pursued John for a while to do something with this, and so we got to do Talladega Nights. We had the best time, and it was John, to his credit, was like, "You guys, let's run it back. We got to do another thing," and so we all had dinner. And I think we went to like Dan Tana's or something like that. And we pitched a bunch of ideas, and I can't remember. I feel like we landed on something. We were like,
I think one of them was like a civil war in the suburbs.
Yeah.
That was a hot idea.
That was a hot idea. Right. I forget if we're on the same side or opposite sides. Opposite sides. Warring factions.
Mortars and downers.
Exactly. Just Armageddon in Pasadena or something. And then it was Adam who then, like, the next day called us and said, I got this other, I was driving home, here's another idea. I'll just throw it at you, but what if you're, two grown adults still living with each other's parents, and the parents get married, and you have to be stepbrothers. And we were like, oh my God,
Yeah,
that's it.
Slammed up.
Yeah, that's it. And that was it. And then we just, we spent a couple days just kind of spitballing every crazy, wild idea, all the stories we had with our siblings. John had a plethora, being from a much larger family that I was from, and and just every kind of petty juvenile thing we could think of.
Speaking of petty and juvenile, when I watched this movie a lot with my children here over there, we watched this movie a lot, and the more you watch it, especially the older I've gotten as a parent of teenagers, I have come to recognize so many little gestures and things that each of you do, and sometimes I think you're a little bit older and you're like, maybe there's like a 9-year-old in there. Were there kids or people you observed or memories you had that helped inform your inner child?
Me.
So you remembered your inner child.
Oh yeah, like that's when we were spitballing and sitting there telling each other stories. I was just trying to make them laugh. So I'd be like, oh, one time my brother had this drum set, and that, by the way, I did get busted by my brother because there was a nick on the drumstick, and he was super angry about it. I was jumped by a bunch of kids, but I was like more like the age of those kids. I went out like we were gonna have a gang fight. Like we were having a gang fight, public school kids against Catholic school kids. I went to a public school. And then somehow, like, all of my friends went off to a liquor store to try to get beer. And I was just left by myself with, like, the weakest guy in the school. And then this crowd of Catholic school kids came around the corner. And my own Chris Yardaki, like, and then they just literally just pounded the crap out of me. Anyway, fun story. It's sad when you're 12, but it's very funny when you're 40.
I related to it in that same little, like, the neighborhood of the park where you just don't go down that one street because there was this one older kid who threatened to put shrinking powder on me. And I was like, I can't go that way because he's got shrinking powder and he's going to put shrinking powder on me. And my mom was like, what are you talking about? And she marched me over to his house and we knocked on the door and she said, hey, stop telling me, like, do you have shrinking powder? And this like kid who just seemed so old, he was like, no, of course not. And she looks at me and goes, see? Thank you. And he walked away. Anyway, just living in that fear of older kids.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes the movie, like, what gives it its depth, is that it's all real. All the stories are real. In one way or another, they're all real. Like the jealousy between siblings and which parent likes which kid better and all of that stuff. That's what makes the movie, I think, so deeply subversive, is that it's real. You know, like all these things really happened to me and Will, and we made it into comedy, but yeah, I found myself crying a lot when I was watching it this time. I was getting really emotional, just remembering these times and stuff. Yeah.
The Mary Steenburgen scene where she just totally breaks down and she's like, what the fucking fuck? It's, like, as a parent, I love you, but I feel that so much. And that cast is just like, everybody has this role that, you're right, it's all based in some kind of reality for everybody who has a family, which is all of us, whether they're blood or created, and the physicality of the thing is a big part of it too. How all of you embody those characters physically. I think they're the best fight scenes, and also the best love scenes when they become best friends.
You know, that's when I started to cry, when they started to become friends. Like, oh, I can't handle this. I heard my mom say fuck one time. My mom, who's passed away, said fuck one time when my sisters were fighting about something, and my mom screamed, it's a fucking teapot! And I was like, whoa, Mom, whoa! It stops you dead cold when your parent busts out the F word like that.
Unfortunately, not in my house. When you talk about they're so used to it. When you talk about the physicality and these fight scenes are so unbelievable.
Look at that. I was like, how the fuck did we do that?
And you know, that house that we shot in the front yard, it's somewhere, it's in Sierra Madre.
Altadena.
And of course, we had to, I look at it like, I granted a trained German Shepherd, but still, a 70-pound German Shepherd, and we put like bait in my jeans, and I let it pretty much rip my leg off.
At the start of that shot, it looks like it gets you in the crotch. The first fight looks like it goes through your crotch.
Do you remember, like, of course, no one would have thought to, when they scouted that house, to make sure, like, the lawn was nice to fall down on. There were so many tree roots.
It was just under the surface of the grass. It would be hard to
wrestle and like, And every time I cut, like, you okay, man? You alright? And so it was, I think it added texturally to just how awful. It was hard, it was horrible. Yeah.
Richard Jenkins, who plays my father, got bit in the ass by another dog. The other dogs were getting overexcited, and another little dog bit him on the ass.
Standing and they were laughing. Who got bitten again?
Richard Jenkins, who played my father. It didn't draw blood, but he got bit.
But the interesting thing is, when we started filming, and I know John, you expressed it, and I think I felt it too. We both were like, we were still kind of searching for who they were in a way when we first started. Like, it was like, oh, we're just gonna have fun. But it was like, wait, I still don't know. But when John out the little Native American beaded belt. What did you think of that? It's such a good touch. And you just walk a certain way. I was like, oh my God, this is such a fun, yeah.
The average, so this was shot on film,
Yeah.
Oh.
and the average, I don't know what it's like now, I don't know if anybody even shoots on film anymore, but the average number of feet that you shoot on a film at the time that we shot the movie was 500,000 feet. For your average feature film, that's how much film you burn through, you know, before it's edited. We shot 1.5 million feet. We shot 3 times the average.
The head of Sony Fizzle Production is calling our line producer going, what the fuck is going on? Why you guys, and David Hustle was like, I'm telling you, it's so funny, I'm sorry. You gotta give it to us.
They improvise so much too, they call us the rollout game, because when the film canister runs out, it rolls out, you have to stop, you know, like, that, we do that every single time, like every magazine would roll out, but.
We were going to talk about improvisation. Catherine Hahn, give it up for the great. Some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And I assume that a lot of this is improv. So I'd love to hear about what was improv, but also credit again, sorry guys, to my kids. They want to know what was your favorite scene to shoot, and what was the hardest scene to shoot without laughing.
Well, this one is that he's the only, I pride myself on not cracking up while I'm working, but this one, there were a few choice moments where, and really that's where you want to be when you're making a comedy, is like, you're about to laugh. You're not laughing, but you're about to laugh. It makes it like carbonation in the air. And Will, is just, your commitment to an idea is so ironclad that it's just, at one point, you hurt your arm in the bunk bed scene. I'm like, what, you know, how's it going? Like, are you gonna be all right? You go, it's a waiting game at this point. And I just lost it. The bloopers from this movie are really funny too.
Shout out to physical media because.
That's what Catherine Hahn came in. She auditioned. The audition was just improv. She was just wild, you know. And she was, you know. I was like, wow, she's right there with me and Will. Like, she can improvise just like we do. And a lot of the stuff that she did, that thing about balling me up in her mouth, all that was improvised.
I was improvised in the alcove of that doorway, and I can't hear any of it because I'm like 5 feet over here, and she's doing it so intimately, but I can hear everyone back at Video Village just howling. I'm like, what is she saying? What is going on there? And then all the stuff in the bathroom is crazy.
That's the thing. I have these memories of the movie, like that are not in the movie. Like there are these scenes that were longer, like that Christmas scene is longer. That we open those presents and you see it, and then we react to the presents we get. And so it's a trip because my memories are like it's a 4-hour movie in my memory.
Oh God, I wish. Let's do it more. More.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Was there? Well, did you have a favorite or difficult
I think
scene?
the difficult favorite when we're in the bedrooms together, and John's like, "You gotta get like." When I finally sing in front of someone, because I won't sing in front of anyone, and I finally get the courage to sing, that might have been one of the hardest days. Because when John's like, you've got a gift. I'm not just saying this because I know music. You got a gift. Just how serious we played it.
The great thing about Will, when he's about to crack up, his eyes start to water. It looks like he's about to cry. Both of us like about to cackle a lot.
The cry are every time. That's when, for me, especially as a parent, or like we've all hung out with kids. We've either been a kid or we've hung out with kids. The scenes where they start to cry are you guys are unbelievable. Did you have to study? What did you do? How did you get to that place?
We're both very serious, dramatic actors. At first,
I'm sorry. But it was a comedy, but I was putting myself back into 8-year-old Will when his dad told him, we're getting a divorce. So,
That's the depth of the movie.
Exactly. But then even in that scene where John, I still lost it because then John goes, "Don't take a photo." That was not in the script. Taking a photo. How do you think of that?
The first glimpse of crying, though, in the movie comes when we're eating those chicken nuggets in the first dinner scene, and I go, fell off like a dinosaur, and we'll just go. Starts to go, and like, all right, here we go. We're off to the races.
I'm such a bad movie eater that I forget to just take a little nibble and not. I ate so many chicken nuggets that my tongue was swollen.
I had sodium poisoning, I think, by the end of that.
But it also makes it more accurate, because how many little boys do you know where you're like, eat the fucking chicken nugget? The ketchup. Okay, I've lost track because I'm delirious. We have so much to get to. Can we talk about music and singing? What a soundtrack. Yeah. And especially the scene you referenced where you sing for the first time, but also the Catalina wine mixer finale. So fucking unbelievable. And
Boats and Hoes.
Boats and
We wrote that song together.
Yes. So these three incredible moments. We talk about how the music came into everything. Please tell us how you wrote Boats and Hoes, and just speak.
We sat around with Adam, and the three of us just.
We went into a studio, we didn't have anything written. Like, Adam's like, no, it'll be fine, we'll freestyle. I'm like, okay. It has to rhyme though, we got there, we came up with a few verses and we did it, and then we were talking, I think was it Dr. Luke who did who produced that song?
Yeah.
And Adam called him on a speakerphone in the studio, and Dr. Luke is like, what do you want it to be like? And Adam's like, like the chorus would be like, boats and hoes, I gotta have me. And he's like, say that again, I'm gonna record it over the speakerphone. And what you hear in the song is the recording of Adam on the speakerphone going, boats and hoes.
Yeah. And then he created the beat with that, and then, we just riffed on these lyrics. The process was like, we're just thinking of, nautical themed things, and dirty things, but the alchemy in the room was like, I said, deadliest catch without the crabs. And then Adam was like, we're almost out of gas. And John goes, call the Arabs. That's one section.
I think we're attributing this stuff now,
Well, there's a lot of the gas comes from that part of the world.
And Will,
Geographically specific.
and the truth is, Will really does have a beautiful voice, and that is him singing 100% at the end of the movie. Like, I don't know if I could pull off Italian opera like that. You really did it, man.
But that was a stressful day, though. Talking about a hard day. That was a stressful day, only because I had to sing that whole song, and those sets were so much fun. Everyone's goofing around. I'm like, wait, I gotta try to sing this song because it's gotta feel real. He's gotta be scared of the moment, and so I'm singing that in front of 200 extras. yeah, so that was a hard day, but a good day.
It brought us so much joy. We have a
But,
special.
oh, sorry.
Please.
I'm really sorry. No, I'm not that sorry. That's just an expression. Here's a fun movie fact that's not really that fun. But the Catalina wine mixer, one of the funniest parts about that is when we're at the end of the scene and we're all up on the bluff and it's all of us there. And if you look in the distance, there's Catalina. That was shot at Palace Verde. Yes, at the air, right.
Also, there's a movie theater in Catalina, and they really want you guys to go and do this, and they're really nice, so I'm pitching it for the movie theater in Catalina.
I've seen the pictures from that Catalina wine mixer. It's a mess. It's a mess.
With an ass.
And there's a lot of movies out there.
Well, if you ever go there, you can say Maggie from Vidiots sent you. I've got to stay on schedule.
Okay. Will, what is the day of your birth?
July 16th.
Is anyone here born on July 16th?
15th.
No good. Anybody July 16th?
July 16th. Oh, it's your birthday today.
No.
No?
All right, we'll take July 15th.
Okay, we'll take July 15th.
Okay.
Stay there.
Who?
Stay in your seat.
No, they didn't come
What do you want to bring up? Okay, come on.
And who was born on May 24th?
Whoa!
Come on up.
Can we
I hope you're not lying. You just want to see your IDs.
check your IDs real quick?
You did that perfectly, John. That was
Okay, so.
organic.
No, get back. No, 24.
All right, so we have a couple gifts for you guys. Go ahead and open them now. The crowd can see. One at a time. Go. What did you get?
It's a Levi's wallet.
A wallet! What did you get?
Everyone wants for Christmas.
Okay.
There you go, folks.
The wallet was not in the cut, but this is, wait.
Perfect example. In my version of the movie, I get Hulk hands and Will opens his birthday and he goes, I got a fucking wallet.
Once again, a true story. One Christmas, I was so mad because I got a wallet.
And
So that's, yeah. That's
Thank you, and enjoy your birthdays this year.
also, this is actually a perfect plug for physical media because the wallet scene, I believe, is in the extended cut
Well, there you go.
on DVD and Blu-ray. Support physical media. There are not many people who are doing it, so I'm serious, you need to do it. Okay. Really, I know it's awkward, but I love you guys so much.
I want to thank Maggie for all the hard work she's done to create this space.
So, okay, here's how we're going to do this because we're doing another movie after this. So here's what we're going to do. If you're here, if you have tickets for Jason and the Argonauts, you can leave your jacket or whatever. We're gonna stay in our seats, clap, and go crazy when these guys leave our gorgeous theater. We're gonna stay in our seats. Then if you came for Jason and the Argonauts, leave your jacket, whatever, you can come back. We're gonna all get out of here so our incredible staff can clean the theater. Then we're gonna come back and watch Jason and the Argonauts.
But before that,
Yeah.
I want to say thank you to my brother Will for